Welcome to one of my personal favorites in the Legend of Zelda series, The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Released in 2004 for the GameCube, 4 Swords Adventures would see the series return to a two-dimensional design on home console for the first time since A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. This game takes the conventional Zelda gameplay and adapts it into a cooperative multiplayer experience similar to its predecessor, Zelda 4 Swords. It is a title that, while receiving critical praise, would go on to become one of the lowest-selling Zelda titles. This was likely due to a multitude of reasons. Some I will go over throughout the series. 4 Swords Adventures has quite a reputation, with some saying it's underrated and others simply not liking it for how different it is, or they simply just chose to pass on it whether or not they played it or not, just because of how it looked. Like I said before, this is one of my personal favorites in the Zelda series, and I am happy to be playing this again after so long as my next Let's Play series. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first of all, go into options and turn off rumble. I do not care to have that on my controller. So, like I said before, for those who may not know about this game, it does have multiplayer. You can do that both for the story mode and for this strictly here for multiplayer Shadow Battle. If we were playing the Japanese version, there's actually another game you can play called, I think it's called Tetra's Treasure Trackers. That's multiplayer only, of course, only in the Japanese version of the game, but... Alright, so... yeah, the big thing, this game, you can either play it single player or multiplayer. And while for me personally, I enjoyed this game a lot as in single player. I have done multiplayer a little bit. It truly shines when you have 4 people playing it. At least in my opinion, but like I said, it's still fun even on your own. But that all comes down to what you're looking for in this, so it's kind of the reason why it's also, like, it's just kind of very divisive. Anyways, single player, let's get right to it. Long ago, in the kingdom of Hyrule, a wind sorcerer named Vati appeared. Vati terrorized the people of Hyrule and kidnapped many beautiful girls from their homes. When all hope seemed lost, a young boy carrying little more than a sword appeared. According to the legends, when the boy drew his sword, he split into 4. The 4 who are one worked together to vanquish Vati. The hero used his sword to bind Vati in a remote area of Hyrule. The people christened the blade the 4 sword and built a shrine around it. There it remained undisturbed for many years. Ages flowed by. The wind sorcerer Vati broke free from his prison and kidnapped Zelda, the princess of Hyrule. Princess Zelda's childhood friend Link used the power of the 4 sword to defeat Vati and seal him away once again. And for a time, the people of Hyrule believed that their land was safe. Until a bright light appeared! Link, can you hear my voice? Swiftly and suddenly, dark clouds covered all of Hyrule. Ominous clouds that filled all those who saw them with fear. A sense of dread swept across the land. Link, hurry to Hyrule Castle. Oh, Link, it's you. Thank goodness you came. The 6 maidens who guard Hyrule are gathered here in the castle. The sky has become so dark and foreboding. I'm worried about the seal that binds the wind sorcerer Vati. Princess Zelda, come quickly. We must hurry. Come, this way. These 6 maidens guard the portal to the 4 Swords Sanctuary to keep it safe. I'm going now to make sure Vati's seal remains strong. Now, the Shrine Maidens and I must open the portal to the 4 Swords resting place. Step back, Link. So many colors. Come with me, Link. Egads, what's this? A dark version of me. Ah, who are you? It can't be. You're Link? And it has an evil laugh, an evil chuckle. And here we are. The Four Swords Sanctuary. Get back here, you little... Oh! Oh my god! He's too powerful! Why am I so weak? Oh, look, a sword! I can't grab it from the back. The sword guards the seal of the wind sorcerer Vati. If you draw the sword, you must know what will happen. Will you still draw forth the sword? Absolutely. I must stab the shadow version of myself. Excuse me, we must stab the shadow version of myself. Oh no, who could have saw this coming? There's Vati. In his one big eye. Link, you have accepted the destiny of the hero. Princess Zelda and the 6 maidens have been taken by dark forces. However, Vati's magic has robbed the Four Sword of its power to vanquish darkness. To return the sword to its full strength, find the source of that power, Force Gems. Gather Force Gems wherever they lie, and rescue the maidens and Princess Zelda. Then alright, we'll get right into it here. So immediately off the bat, you can see just how different this is. It's not one big world with like that's semi-seamless or has you traveling all over. It's split up into segments. So you have level 1, Whereabouts of the Wind, and you have 3 stages within it. So you have several worlds and 3 stages. But anyways, let's get started here with the first level. Link, you must awaken, Link. Okay, Pora Gabora. Edbor? Yeah, you know, I never did learn how to pronounce the owl's name properly. Hoot hoot. At last, you're awake, Link. Hoot hoot. I'm Pora Gabora. Hoot hoot. Mine is the voice you've been hearing since you left the Four Swords Sanctuary. Hoot hoot. Alright. I know you're worried about finding Vati, but you must not act rashly. Find the 6 Shrine Maidens and Princess Zelda, and you will also find Vati. As for that Dark Shadow, let's call him Shadow Link. That one is up to no good. Your sword is weak, but you can restore its power by infusing it with Force Gems. Hoo-hoo! First, gather the 4 who were once with the... gather the 4 who were once one with the L or Y button. I must fly, but we will meet again on the road ahead. You're just gonna leave me here by myself? Oh wait, I have these 3. Yes, good job, Link. You've doomed the world all because you wanted to stab someone that looked like you. But I understand. Alright, so... immediately off the bat, you can see we have, well, we start with 3, but we actually have 4 hearts. You're in control of all 4 links. Obviously in multiplayer, everyone, however, depending on the number of players you have, they would be controlling one of the others. So immediately, it just plays simply like the basically the way A Link to the Past did. Like, that's the best one to compare it to in terms of the two-dimensional Zelda games. But yep, so... visually... I was gonna remind myself, like, visually, just how good this game looks. But... Yep, so alright. Right here introduces one of the big, pretty much the big gimmicks, so... Like I mentioned before, it's a cooperative multiplayer experience, whether you're playing single player or with others. So... Go right in here, and also one of the biggest things... when you were playing multiplayer, you had to use the Game Boy Advance, because in the overworld, it will display on the TV, because when you have the console plugged in. And then when you go inside like a building like this, or a cave, or someplace else, most of the time it requires you to look down at your Game Boy Advance. So you're constantly swapping between the two, which to me is probably one of the best features of making use of the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance link cable, which was required in order to do multiplayer. But we'll get into more of that later, but what do you say? I've never seen you lads in these parts before. I'm spending my retirement teaching my grandkids all about formations. You may not believe me, but I'm a former castle guard, a professional adventurer. Formations are the key to working together and performing great deeds. If you're interested in learning more about it, go on into my backyard. Why don't we go do that just for tutorial sake, not that I really need to. Standing in the field on the left. Alright, it looks like you're ready to get started. I'm going to drill you boys in the art of formations. And wait, hold it. I guess I'd better explain how this all works first. I'll yell out the name of a formation, and you will press the L or the Y button to form up. That's it. If you hear a formation name but don't know which one it is, watch my grandkids. Alright then, here we go. Box. Good, next. Wide. Good, next. Long. I'm very long. Good, last one. Cross. Holy Cross. This isn't Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's enough. That's the end of the drill. I'll give you some force gems for all your hard work you've done. No matter where you go or what you do, remember your formations. Your safety is my #1 concern. And right there we have our introduction of force gems. So like it said, we had to collect force gems in order to power up the sword. And that is pretty much the big gimmick here with this episode style, level-based style that this game has. You need to collect at least 2,000 force gems by the end of the level in order to be able to finish it. So that's what we're gonna do. So there's a variety of types. You have small ones like this. So you have small green ones are worth 1, blue are worth 5, red is worth 20, purple is worth 50. And then you have larger force gems. The green is 100, blue is 150, red is 200, and purple is 300. So when you're playing multiplayer, the score splits up, but it all adds together for the 2,000. But the game does have a little bit of a competitive feature to it, so kind of shakes things up a bit if people are looking for that. But alright, here we have our introduction of our first sub-item. These are not permanent. For those who may not have played this game. I guess I should clarify that, but yes, you will find certain... every level design of this is static, so it's going to be the same over and over. So, but throughout it, you're going to find sub-items to use that will require you you'll be required to use in order to progress. So, that is probably kind of one of the things people really didn't like about it too much. Oh my god. There we go. Sometimes you will find Shadow Link around too, so if you can defeat him, he usually drops a force gem. If not, he just disappears and runs off. Got 100 force gems. You're burning with power. Let's go get this one too. Alright. But yeah, you'll find a variety of sub-items throughout the game. A lot of them are, tradition to the series, but also very, well-known or popular, so. Alright. So besides lawn care, what does the sign say? Do not recklessly pick up stones and throw them by pressing the R button. Yep. Alright, we'll grab these as well. More the merrier. You can also roll. Besides doing formations, you can actually separate yourself from each link. So that's a nice thing you can do too, because it will be required. But some things you'll find when it comes to single player in this are easier, and other things are... Some things you can tell it seem like they're more suited for when you have multiple people versus being single player, but at the same time, it can all be done. But like I said, that can really change up how your experience will go. Alright. Oh, thank goodness, that stupid door was really getting on my nerves. It never occurred to me that someone might have locked it from the outside. I'm convinced it was that shadowy boy The one who looks just like you. Strange things are happening everywhere these days. You boys watch yourselves. Where am I? Ooh, what is my name? I started working out so I can do something about all those Octoroks out front. So no matter how strong I am, I'll never be able to lift a huge rock alone. Yep. So the big gimmick with this game, using formations, like working like together, like multiplayer, whether you're single player or not, and collecting force gems. Those are all key to getting through the levels. And so you'll find like just a lot of puzzles throughout this that are just formatted around that. So basically, if you're looking for a multiplayer, like really looking for a multiplayer experience, this is to me the best game to go for with that. Versus its predecessor, the original Four Swords. But alright, we can burn that. You can actually hold it down, you'll spray out fire, you can just press A and you'll, oh god, set yourself on fire in the process of launching a fireball. Alright, before we go, we'll go up here. Alright. And we got a fountain of force gems. Collect them all. There we go, box. We'll lift this up. We can throw that now. Here we go. Yep, and now in most cases, when you go underground or in caves, you will find yourself in the like kind of side-scrolling or two-dimensional layouts like this, the very flat ones. The same ones that we saw in like some of the handheld games, like Link's Awakening and the Oracle games. So a really nice feature to see. Like, it has that mix of both overworld and like, yeah, it's trying to figure out how to put it. Oh god, Shadow Link has a hammer, of course. Because like Link to the World, yeah, I remember that game. Link to the Past didn't quite have that. It was mainly just the handheld games that had it. So nice feature to see, but yeah, it's basically combining what was some of the best out of or features from both of the two-dimensional Zelda games from console and from both home and handheld console. All right, we'll throw that. All right, get rid of the Octoroks. Yep. Oh, yep. There we go. Formations are definitely come in handy even for combat, and that will actually be required because some bosses in the game or enemies you fight will have gimmicks to them that require you using formations, or even watching what color they are and matching it up with what color Link you are in control of. And we got blue soldiers. And let's go for a swim. Once again, I completely skipped over, but yeah, the visuals. It very much has that same art style that the previous Four Swords game had, as well as what Minish Cap would later adapt to. And I always like to think that it was just like they took Wind Waker, like they took the cell shading, they just compress it all into pixels. You'll also find throughout this game, if you're unaware, that you'll find a lot of reused assets in both like characters, bosses, like levels, items, and even audio and music. Yeah, sound effects and music. And this guy. Oh god. Everyone's not favorite character. Huh? You've saved Tingle! Oh, that outfit, that aura! It's the fare that Tingle has dreamed of. I don't want to be in your dreams. It's you! It's me. Oh, Mr. Fairy, you coming to my rescue has left me overcome with emotion. Let me thank you by sharing some thrilling Tingle news with you. The oh-so-Tingle-esque pastime of collecting force gems is all the rage now. In fact, I got stuck under here trying to get the force gem under this rock. But you saved me. Clearly it was the power of the gems that led you here to me. Tingle believes without a doubt that good things come from collecting force gems. Why, collecting enough force gems may even turn Tingle into a real and true fairy. Still going on that quest or journey of yours since Majora's Mask, aren't you? No doubt that's why you're after the force gems too, isn't it, Mr. Fairy? Let's be fair about where we look and share the gems equally, Mr. Fairy. And with that, Tingle must say his farewells. Don't follow me. I don't want to anyway. Hulu Limpa. Oh, yikes, this character. Swing basics will be tip and jump on in. Yeah. Okay. Yep, Tingle is in this game, and he just is nothing but a nuisance. Although he does serve a purpose for if you're playing multiplayer, and I'll get over that after at a later time. So yeah, when there are force gems like freely open on the field, not in caves, just out here in the overworld on the fields, he will sometimes show up, and he will be going after them. if you can lift him up, he will run off with them. You can stop him by certain means. So, alright, go right inside. Shooting folks out of my homemade cannon is my hobby. Hey, you want to go for it? Okay. Right, I think I didn't mention, but you can roll as well. Oh, yeah, there we go. You got 54 gems. You're feeling brave now. I am the bravest. Now we come back out. Oh, yep. Okay, there's Tingle. See, now we got 4 gems there, so now you gotta be quick. Oh, God. Please, please, please. There we go. And when you stop him from getting 4 gems, he gets all sad. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. My money. I mean, my 4 gems. I do believe it serves as a currency, too, but... I'm trying to... Yeah, it does serve as a currency, yeah. Like for mini-games later on. Alright. You can be rest assured there's plenty of force gems throughout the level, so it's not like you need to get every single one. I picked the wrong way. Okay. Yep, go right in here. And yep, right here's a prime example where I need to take control of each link separately. So I gotta put them on the buttons. Then I can just recall them all together. So you can actually... just journey with one, and then if you needed them all for something, you can just press Y or L to bring them all back together. Oh, I picked the wrong one again. I'm good at this adventuring thing. Alright, up on here we go. Big force gem, and a heart container, yes. By default, you only have 4 hearts, but you can find some throughout the level, as well as other items and accessories that we'll see coming up in later levels soon. That will kind of affect like your overall like status and such. Alright, here we go. Down the waterfall. No, I missed it. Yeah, but that scream right there, it's very much the same one that you hear in a Link and Wind Waker. Which is particularly like based on the visuals and the audio is why I more or less like to think of it as Wind Waker basically being compressed down into pixels. And a lot of this, it draws, like, especially from, like, music and audio, it's very much between Wind Waker and A Link to the Past, especially when it comes to, like, a lot of the level designs, too. Of course, there's also some original things in here as well. Alright, under the water. Under the water. Swimming. Alright, big block puzzle. We'll just push this right on down. And... No, excuse me. And we'll just line myself up right here. My purple is just barely hanging on. Box formation. Then we'll go right in. More treasure. Then we'll go over and get this one. Yep, right here. Blue bracelet. You feel like you're stronger than steel. Damage is now reduced by half. So, yep. So, you can kind of probably imagine by now... When you're in multiplayer, things can get chaotic, so that's really the big... Oh, Force Fairy, these are lives. You actually have lives in this. It's not just, okay, you fell down this restart. You actually have a limited number of lives, so you gotta be careful with that. However, you shouldn't have to worry about too much about running out. But otherwise, yeah. Multiplayer in this, like I mentioned, it's gonna come down... Everyone's gonna have their own experience with it. So it's going to be different for those. Some will like it, some may not. But one I definitely encourage to try out. Because one thing I've always wanted to do is get 3 other people along with myself, just do 4-player co-op or just play this game multiplayer. I love it. Luckily I've had some opportunities to do that, even if just a little bit. And right there, it's utter chaos. It's one of the things that the game is actually able to do that some of the previous Zelda games were not able to do, is just have like a mass number of enemies or things on screen, and it's just awesome to see it. So the absolute carnage, and there's gonna be plenty of moments like that later on throughout the game. All right, yep. Now you can see we actually have the soldiers from Link to the Past here, as well as these new original ones up there. And plus, once the sword is powered up, we have full health. We actually have sword beams. And ouch. All right, a 150. Oh god, oh god. Tingle, you go away. Oh wow, Okay, I guess he's going... Okay, I'm guessing he's going for specific ones, like probably some of the first ones that land is what he'll be programmed to go for. Ah, Kepora Gebora. Link, those black spheres form a barrier of darkness. The darkness that Vadi created is siphoning the power from the land. If these barriers are left intact across Hyrule, Vadi will grow ever stronger. Look, already, the green fields that once grew here have withered to dust. It is unforgivable, what he has done to the land. The power of the Force Sword can destroy the barriers. Link, you must bring your light and pierce the darkness. Alright, and that's why we need to collect 2,000, because the whole gimmick, I guess you could say, a story base is that, yeah, because basically the power from Hyrule is being siphoned from the land by these dark barriers, you need to destroy them. But I guess, if I were to guess, whether, obviously it's probably just a design decision, but I guess if you're looking for something based on story, or just lore based of this game, if you're into that, it's... You could probably think, okay, we're expending all the energy we've gathered up in this level to destroy this, and now it's reset. But now we can move forward, so we just gotta keep collecting more. That is more or less, I guess, kind of one way to look at it, but... Alright. Save. Save complete. Continue playing. Yes. Alright, that's level 1 done. So yep, it's pretty straightforward. It's a lot different. But for me, it's not a bad thing, just because of the fact that it does multiplayer. And that's specifically why I love this game so much, is because that's something I've always wanted to see, like in a Zelda game, or even a lot of my other favorite games. But, alright, well, that's going to wrap it up here for episode 1 of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure. So, next time, we're going to go into stage 2 of level 1, the Cave of No Return. See you all then.